Don't forget to press the subscribe button and click the bell icon to stay up to date with all our videos.
Hey everyone and welcome. So today's project is about pizza customization. We'll be having 6 ingredients, this image, and we'll be routing between 2 pages as you can see here. And in packages we will use React Router DOM. Of course it's going to be React project and it will have React Router DOM. For animation we'll have Framer Motion, and to store our data it's going to be local storage, and also I'll show you about session storage. So this will be an very interesting project. Stay tuned. And also if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, consider subscribing and also like us or follow us on Instagram. I'll see you in just a bit. Welcome back. So I have already created the Create React App project and we have the name as pizza video. So let me go into it, cd pizza video, and I'll just open it in VS Code. Okay, so we'll have our simple boilerplate here. So by that time, let's talk about the images which we have here. So all images are in square format. If I can show you those images, it's gonna be something like this. Let me show you. Assets. Okay, this is our image. So base cheese will be a square. Everything will be in a square format. So base cheese is this one, basil is a square as well, it's a PNG, so the background will be transparent. Mushrooms, background transparent. Olives, background transparent. Pineapple, so each and every ingredient will have a transparent background and base will be something like this. So we will have a base as a position relative and all the other ingredients on top of it as position absolute. So you can have a feel something like this, right? So let's go ahead and look at the project. Okay, I think, okay, so let's remove all the not necessary stuff from here. First of all, we will not need app CSS, not even the test. Index, we'll keep it. Logo, we don't need this, we don't need this. Okay, so deleting all of them. A lot of people have told me that I don't do like. So let's talk about the states. So first of all, the components, the main component would be our app component, which will be the app.js, and we'll have two small components, which is the customize.js and checkout. Here we'll do all the customization, image and animation stuff, and checkout will be simply our kind of a list of ingredients which we have selected, and after that proceed to like confirm order or something like that, right? So this is where in our app.js the states will live, and this state will be passed down into customize as well as checkout. Customize will have a callback function. Anything happens in this component, it will directly talk to the parent component. So let's go back to the code and start working on it. So this is on side by side, I have created it. So if we need to have another folder which will be components, and in this component we'll have two folders which will two files which will be our checkout.js and another will be customize.js. Also one static component which we want is header.js, and this header will be on top of it. And first of all, I need to change it. It should be capital case, right? So customize, nice. And in the app component we will have another div which will be, or I should say we should directly have header. We don't have header at this moment, but yes, I am going to create it. React functional component. This is a shortcut to have a React functional component, and there's a package. I'll let you know in the description which package it is, so need not worry. Div, and this will be our pizza customization, and this will be our padding. I should have padding style, padding up and down, it will be 10 pixel, and yeah, I'll have around 50 pixel on the side. Okay, and I need a background of, let's say, black. Okay, so this should have white color, so style color white. I could have easily done it like copy and paste, but people prefer to have make me write the code because yeah, I can understand it's sometimes hard to follow. Okay, so it should reload. Okay, nice. So we have this basic structure up there, which is a header, and below this we need to do the routing between different, let's say, components. So if I go to the project, React router, I just need a simple router here, which I don't even need a switch. I don't need a switch, but I don't need those links which they provide. Let me open the, where is the user docs here? Let me make it a bit bigger. Okay, we need to use it for web, and it's just going to be a basic routing, right? So I need something which has a router as well as link. I don't really want it, but I will have switch, route, and those stuff. So I'll simply copy and paste from this React router. So if I go here, first of all, I need a router. We don't have that yet because we need to import it in as a browser router. So for that reason, I need to go back and look at this part where they imported from React Router DOM. Simply copy and paste. So router, we are giving it a name. Browser router, we are naming it as router. Okay, so I'm importing it from React Router DOM, and things should look nice here. We don't have home, but we don't really need a dashboard. We just need a checkout, right? So checkout, and in this route we need something h1 customization, and checkout will be h1 checkout. Let's see if this thing works. It should, but if it doesn't work, we need to take a look. Okay, React Router DOM. Oh, I forgot. I thought that I already have it. But first of all, yes, we need to import it. So in order to import it, you need to have a yarn add React Router DOM. Okay, this should be pretty quick. So let's see. Now, and it's compiling. It should be good to go. Okay, link is defined but never used. Customize, and if you do checkout, we should be on checkout page. Okay, perfect. So this is working as we expect it to work. Okay, so now that we have routes on place, let's customize the customize page. So first of all, I'll need to have a customize component, or it's not defined, it's not like added yet. So first of all, I'll have a shortcut to create that component, customize, and now it comes the designing part, right? So here you need to think, how are you going to design this structure? So it should be something like this, right? Two blocks side by side. So how can you design it when you are given a component like this? So div image and create another, just put in the names, you don't need to write everything in it. So, and here will be checkbox, right? But this won't be, and I would suggest you, if you don't understand sometime, just put like styles, border 2 pixel, solid, dark, so you understand what exactly is going and what are the spacing for this particular component, right? So if you go to the customization page, you will see that there are two blocks, but they are one below the other. So we haven't called this component yet. So if I save it, customize, imported, and it is saved. So is not customized. For some reason it's caching. Before previously we just had C smaller, right? So it just cached it, and yeah. Okay, so we don't have the borders yet. I don't know for what reason, but let's go ahead and take a look. Style, or are we having any border? No, it doesn't look like we have a border. Oh, dark is not a color. Sorry. Black and black. Okay, so perfect. So you see this, we don't want it in this way, right? We want it next to each other. So in order to take care of it, we need to use display flex. So style display flex, right? So this is going to bring it next to each other, but now the thing is it's not taking the complete space. So in order to do that, you simply need to do flex 1. So this will be our flex 1 to the child. That's what you need to give. So it's going to take equal spaces. So right now, which is okay, we are kind of okay with it. Okay, it didn't take the, oh yeah, right, that was a zoomed version. Okay, so it did take equal space, and now what we want to do here is, this is our image tab, right? So first of all, let's have the images in place. So I'm going to create a folder called assets, and okay, it created a file. We don't want a file, it's supposed to be a folder. src create a folder assets, and in this assets folder I'm going to add the base images. So this is a base cheese, basil, these are the images which we will need, right? So let me just add the one which I require. Mushroom, basil, base cheese. Okay, so these are added into our assets folder. And now what we want to do is, we just want our image to be in a square format, right? So for that reason, we'll have div. First of all, we need to have a div because it's kind of a container, and this container will be let, or I should say, style flex 1, though this one is not a display flex, but minimum height, I should say, minimum height will be around 500, right? In this one, I am going to import all the images. So let me quickly import those images, and it is going to be something like, I'm just copying and pasting from my previous project, because these are just like bunch of write-ups which we don't really want on the tutorial, right? So cheese from base cheese, base olive, so things like that, right? So I am going to import image src equals to base. Pizza base is something that is going to be position relative, right? So, and we need to have alt or a name which suggests what this is. So okay, so let's see how it is. It's gonna break it because it's gonna be super big, I guess. See? Okay, so height equals to 100%. 100% of what? 100% of its parent, right? So right now it is not 100%. 100%. Okay, if I do position relative here, relative. Okay, let's see if it changes something. Oh, not minimum, it's maximum height, sorry, my bad. And even this position relative height is going to be 100% of the parent. Maximum height is 500. Okay, flex. Just a second. A little bit of a styling thing, but yeah, max width. Okay, we have a max height and max width as well. So max height is 500 and max width, because this is a square format, right? So we have selected it in square, and width is supposed to be 100% as well. So just a second. Yep, it's supposed to be 100%. 100%. Alright, so it is contained within this box. And now what we need to do is we need to have all the images. Let me make it a bit bigger. Let me import all the images, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we will have, I think we will have 6. 1. Correct, so it's going to be 6. Be 6, so this one will be cheese, olive, pineapple, mushroom, basil. Okay, we still need one more, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more, it's gonna be tomato, right? But now the issue is it's gonna be one below the other. We don't really want that, right? We want all on top of each other. So for that reason, what we do is we have in CSS, we don't really need this. Of course, we need the body because it has a margin. We don't need the fonts, but let's have a ingredient class, and this will be position absolute, right? Okay, so all we simply need to do is have a class name, ingredients. Okay, let's see how this thing goes after copying and pasting in all the locations. 1, 2, 1. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to our project. So this was going to be a position relative on this one and position absolute, right? So the base is going to be, okay, we don't want the base to be relative, or I should say absolute, because we want base, and on top of the base we want these images, right? So okay, so this is, as you can see, working, or is pretty good as we expected to. Now we might need to put like Z indexes on top of it, so we can decide which layer comes where. Okay, let's talk about states now. So first of all, let me copy the state from my previously done project. So this state is going to be ingredients, right? So it will be something like this, and we have not imported use state, so we need to import it from React. So it's gonna be this one. Okay, we have already imported it. So okay, great. So we have our use state here, and this will be our state. We don't really need the onions because we don't have onions at this point. So in our customization, we will be passing down our state. So ingredients equals to ingredients. Great. So if I go into my customization page, and if I go here, ingredients, ENTS, and if I look at the JSON.stringify, ingredients should be all false, right? So let's take a look. Okay, perfect. So this is as we expected to. So this is our child and app is the parent. Okay, so let's look at how are we going to do the customization by checkbox. So if you don't know how the checkbox work, input HTML, I'm showing you the simple way, but then we'll have a modification which will be this kind of a CSS nice looking checkbox. Okay, so this is how we have a HTML simple checkbox, and we have a label as well. So I'll pick one of them. We don't need the BR one. So if I go to checkbox, it's not supposed to be checkbox, right? So here, okay, input is going to be, and React is supposed to end, right? So type is going to be checkbox, ID is, let's say, pineapple, name, we don't really care about it, but pineapple, and for pineapple. So in this way, if you click on the label, it is going to be selected, apple, right? So if I save it, let's look at this one. So this is our checkbox, right? So whenever we change it, we want it to display it on the screen, right? But before that, we should do it in this way, that when I click on the checkbox, I want this state to be updated. So basically change the parent from the child. So if you want to do that, you simply need to pass down a callback function. And in our case, we do have the callback function, which is a state. So setting the state. So in order to do that, I'll just pass down set ingredients, right? And whenever there is any update, so as you can see in the app.js, the object is Basil, is kind of an object, right? It's not, so you need to modify an object in your customize page. So in order to do that, I'll have const update, or I should say change ingredients, and this will have, I don't know why, but I am getting a bit of a delay in typing. Maybe it's because the processor is running, or I don't know. Okay, set ingredients, I have it as a prop as well. So what I do is, first of all, as React, you cannot have a mutable state, right? So in order to make it immutable, I'll have it const, or I should say let new ingredients equals to, I'm making a like a deep copy of it. So ingredients, or I should just put it in this way, JSON parse and JSON dot stringify. So if you do this, it's called a deep copy, and you are not mutating the state. So what we do here is we are setting the new ingredients to, like, set the ingredients to new ingredients, right? So when we change the ingredient, or I should say when I click on it, I need to pass pineapple as well, right? So what I'll do is I'll have a name of the ingredient. So name will be here, and toggle that ingredient, right? So what I would do is, if, or I should say, new ingredient and name equals to new ingredient, or I can simply, yeah, I should do that, new ingredient. Let's see if this works. This should work, but let's see if it doesn't work. We have other options. So set ingredients to new ingredient, right? And let's see what happens. So change ingredient. So in order to do that, I need to go to the input and on change, and as we know, this is a pineapple, so I'm going to pass down this dot change, or I don't need this because change ingredients, and it will be pineapple, Okay, so where is our stage? Okay, so right now it's false, pineapple is false. If I click on it, it is going to be toggle to true, false, correct. So this is working as we expect it to work. Let me try one more thing, and I think this should work as well. I'm just giving it a try. Let's see. Okay, expected and assignment. Okay. Alright, so that thing is you cannot directly have a like a what you can say exclamatory. Okay, so but now the case is that as you already know that this is how you toggle. So I think you understood it, and I simply want to have this styling in it, right? So it's gonna have a label input span. So let me copy and paste what we have already because it does have the style in it, right? So for that reason I want it. Just give me a second. This is from my another project folder which I have done already. Pineapple. Let me show you that as well. Okay. So where is it? Pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. Okay. It starts from here and it goes till a check mark label. Okay. So I'm going to simply copy it and this project. Okay, now we got it. So I need to have that function as well. So that function which I created in this project is something like this, on change, right? So on change, we don't do local storage at this moment, right? So where is it? So in order to simplify for you, because I don't want you to get confused, this pizza customize is like a fully done project. You don't need to focus on this. You need to focus on the pizza video, right? If you are following along, don't focus on this one. Focus on the pizza video. Okay, so I just copy and pasted this input and span thing, and I now simply need to add this on change function. On change, this is an event, and new ingredient parse stringify. We don't do this at this moment. Local storage. Oops. Okay, and one more thing, if you see here we have event and we are setting the event to it rather than doing like a negative or something like that. And the reason is that we are passing the event.currentTarget.checked. So this check is going to be true or false based on the value, on this value, right? So it's kind of the same. If you guys have any issue with that, feel free to let me know and I'll show you. Okay, so I saw there was a checked error somewhere. Okay, never mind. We'll fix that later if we have any. So everything is working kind of good, and let me bring the original project here and I'll save it. I don't need a custom this ingredients here. Alright, so everything is looking nice at this point, but there could be something which we are missing. So on line 73, okay, alright, so there's gonna be something which we missed in copying. Okay, by mistake I put that in comments. Okay, so everything is good. Now I need to add the styles, right? So in order to add the styles, I'll go to this CodePen and I'm going to simply copy everything what I have. It might have some like not useful code as well, but at this moment I don't really care about those parts. So I'll simply copy and paste and see how it goes. Okay, so we have kind of exactly what we are looking for, right? And let's see if the states are changing as well. So customize, if I go into the ingredients, json.stringify ingredients. So it should change because the way we have saved it, it should change. Okay, tomato, pineapple, where is it? Okay, pineapple, basil, nice, olive. Okay, perfect. So everything is changing as we expected to. Let's see false as well, and false is working great. Okay, so the state part has been taken care of. Alright, so now as we have our state in place, let's talk about animation. For animation, we'll be using Framer Motion. So first of all, let me install it. So if I want to install it, I need to go to their GitHub. I can do it even from the npm, but yep, this is where I can get the npm command. So this is where I'll install it. So yarn add framer motion. Okay, so you can even use npm install, and I just used yarn. That's fine. Alright, so let's take a look into what exactly this is. So if I go into check the API, I need to look at the types in there, right? So there is one thing which is animation, another is gesture. Gesture is something, if I do something on it, that's when it changes, like click of a button, if I hover over it, those things, right? But at this moment, we just really care about animate. And there's one more thing is transition, right? So there could be something called transition here somewhere. Transition, we do have it. Okay, transition prop. Okay, so I will first of all copy the code which I have, just one block, so you get an idea of it. So for that block, I will just have in my customize section, on the top, instead of this image as G or basil, let's try basil. Where is basil? Here. Instead of this image, what I'll do is I'll have a wrapper around it. The wrapper will be of a motion div, and here is the image for basil, right? And I think we don't need, or we do need ingredient. I think it should be, let me think. Oh, okay, the class name is going to be here, ingredients, so which is fine. We don't have this Z8. Alright, so let's go to the project. Motion is not defined. Yes, because we haven't imported motion, and we need to import motion from Framer. So import motion. This is a delay, motion from Framer. Come on, give me autocomplete. Huh. Okay, Framer motion. Okay, nice. I don't know why there's a very big delay. Okay, this might start working. Let's see, where is it? Okay, it's compiling. So let's look at the code right now. Where is our... Okay, so as you can see, we have given it an initial value, and opacity is 0. So these are the props that are required for this particular component. We have animate. So if this ingredients and basil, if it is true, because those things are true or false, right, as you see in this state. So if it is true, the y should be like 100, or else it should be minus 100. So it's going to be on the top or the bottom, right? That's what it is. Opacity is 1 or 0, and transition duration is 1. So let's change it to 0.5 so it will be faster, and let's see how it is. It's not going to be in the right position, I can tell you that, because yeah, see this. So in order to fix this, I will simply need to do one thing, which is in my ingredients, I'll have a margin top. Top will be minus 100 pixel. Okay, so in that case, all the other images will not be there, but or not be in the right position, but at least this will be, because why this is the case it is because we are shifting it to the bottom by 100, right? And that is the reason we don't see that. And we need to do that workaround, which is a minus 100. Alright, so this might make a little bit better to look at. Okay, so if I want Basil, okay, it is placing on location, or else it's going away, right? Okay, so I think you understood the logic why we have this component, and I can simply copy and paste from my other project. I have copied the code and putting it on, so this should work fine. Let's see. This did display something, but we can take care of it. Okay, I think there's in our base we did miss something. Where's cheese? Cheese. Oh, here. Base transition. Oh, we don't have we need to give it a class. Oh, no. Class is going to be, it's not going to be ingredients here because this is a base one, right? So let's see what exactly is the issue. Okay. Alright, so what are the mushroom? Oh, okay. All of these guys are taking some space. Mushroom, pizza base. These things are not supposed to be here. So for that reason, what I need to do is go into mushroom, Z3, we don't have it. Ingredients, we have a margin top of something. Right, and go to cheese, we don't have a cheese property as well. So let me, or I should say, give me just a second. Okay, do we have some cheese? Yes, so with this, okay. So cheese is having a different CSS style. Alright, so it seems like this is working good. Basil is on location, olives, tomatoes, mushrooms, cheese. Okay, there is a delay, I don't know why. Okay, so as you can see here, cheese is on a different Z index. We really don't want that, and we want this guy basil on top of it, right? So in order to do that, what I will do is I'll have dot z1 z index 1, and the same way I'll have it till I just need for a few ones, right? So I'll just have till 4, 2, 3 and 4, and all will have its own 2, 3, 4. Okay, and if I go to customize, I want basil on the top, right? So basil will have, here is where is basil? Okay, so basil 4. I want cheese to be on Z1, like below everything but at least above pizza base, right? So cheese, these naming could be a bit different, right? So don't confuse yourself. The pizza base, I can change it to tomato, but yeah, okay. So let's look at this one. Olive, tomatoes, and let's spread the cheese. Okay, and so the other ones needs to be given a index as well. Cheese. Okay, at least see this basil is having a nice one. So I can give all of them a Z index of, I think I should give it, cheese is 1, I can give them like not 5 but at least 3, it's not 6, 4, and olive could be, okay, olive is this one, this is 4 as well. Let's see. Okay, tomato, cheese, olive, mushroom. Mushroom is not the right one, so it's just mushroom that we need to fix right now. Okay, where is mushroom? Mushroom is Z4. 4 as well. Alright, so as you can see, the motion animation is working fine, and also in the next video or in the next next one we'll try to focus on the local storage. So at least when we refresh, this thing doesn't go away. So right now, as you can see, if I refresh, things are going to go away, right? So we need to find a way or have a way to save it. Okay, so let's talk about the checkout page and success message once checkout is done, or once you proceeded with the order. So in order to do that, let me remove this one first. Okay, so we need to move from customize to checkout, right? So in order to do that, you need to use a use history from React Router. So is there a search somewhere? Use history, redirect something. Okay, let's look at here, use history. Okay, when you use the use history, it will let you navigate to different slash or different, I should say, routes, right? So in this one, we have defined our routes, we just have two routes here. One is slash and one is checkout, right? So I can toggle between these two. So in order to do that, I need to go into my customization, and there should be a button here somewhere, and let's put a button here, button, and this button will say proceed to checkout, right? And on click, first of all I'll need to import history, right? So import use history. This is not something that I am doing, we are using the documentation, right? So we are importing use history from here, and then we need to, let's go back, and this is how you assign history, and then based on history you change it, right? So let history equals to use history. The indentation is gonna be okay when I save it. Okay, so when a person, where is it? Okay, when a person clicks on this checkout, history dot push, and push where? To checkout, right? When I save it, it is going to be a bit different, but we'll have a button, right? So whenever the button is there, I click on it, I go to checkout, slash checkout, right? Okay, great. So now what we want at checkout page is we want to have that state. And this architecture is in such a way that we can simply pass in state in our checkout, right? So in order to have that state, let's create a functional component. And this will be checkout, C capital, and what we do here is ingredients. And we haven't passed it yet, right? So let me show you by passing it first. So I will create a checkout component, checkout, delay, checkout, and I still need to import it, but at this point I am sending ingredients here. Okay, it worked, ingredients, and when I am in the checkout page, I want to show it, right? Ingredients, so json.stringify ingredients, right? So if I save the app.js, it will show you the ingredients, but right now, okay, it's not imported yet. So checkout, okay, checkout, and it's gonna be small c, because I don't know, for some reason it puts in the cache, like I had to manually change it. So okay, and right now it's gonna be empty. Ingredients is, oh, ingredient, no, it's ingredients. So custom checkout, why is C small? I don't know. Oh, see this, checkout is big. Okay, anyway, checkout is saved, and we will have this this one, right? So let's go back to the regular one, and if we do next, okay, pineapple all are true. So if I go to the next one, they will be true, right? Because the app, it saves the state. Okay, this app.js, not the app application. All right, so the checkout thing is done, and if there is a, on the checkout page, if we have a, let's say, first of all, let me show you, because I want to show a success message once we display. So first of all, it's going to be something like this. We will have our order, and then we'll have a success. This is a success message, right? So in order to do that, the same way, block model div, and div, first div will be our orders, and second div will be our success message. And as we already know, we need to use flex, so style display flex, right? And in order to have this orders, so this will be another div. This one we can have h1 my ingredients, and then we can list down, because as you already know, this is a object, right? The ingredients are objects. So objects, object dot keys, and ingredients dot map, and in this one we need to have a function, so single ingredient, right? So we don't need to have ingredients, we'll have ingredient, and this will return p tag, and in this one we'll have ingredient. Alright, so this should return, I guess, a key. Yes, it is returning us a key. Alright, so as you already know, it is supposed to be a camel, not a camel case, but where is it? It's supposed to be capital, right? B is going to be capital. So in order to do that, we can do something like this: 0.to uppercase plus ingredient dot substring 1. All right. Okay. This is ingredient dot substring 0. Alright, my bad. It's going to be something like this. Alright, we don't have this. To uppercase is a function. Sorry. A lot of mistakes. Okay, so as you see that we have this capital case, so which is good. Alright, so, and now we need to have a function which says if it is, okay, it should just display if the value is true, right? The base value is true. So in order to do that, I will have ingredients, and this is an ingredients is an object, and this is a key ingredient. So the key is going to be true or false, right? So if ingredient is true, then return this, or else return nothing. So now you might see some change because there's nothing there. So if I go back and change something, let's say mushroom and tomatoes, we'll just see mushroom and tomatoes. If we go back and if we add pineapple, basil, everything, it is going to change in its own way. Great, so this is working as we are expecting it to work, and now what we need to do is we need to show a success message, right? So in order to do that, I will have a state, so const success and set success, use state, and this will be false initially. And here what we needed in this ingredient section, in this key after this one, we need to have a button again. Confirm, one will be confirm and another will be go back. Go back. Alright, So on click we'll have set, not set state, because we just need to do a set success true, and on go back on click we need to do the history thing, right? Remember we did that before, so I'll need to do the same steps here. So I'm going to copy and paste it from this folder, const history equals to use history, and here history dot push slash, okay, which is good, and it might throw some error. Let's see what error. Okay, use state is not there. Okay, so in order to do that I will just need to import this way. Alright, so go back, we are here, and proceed confirm success. So in order to see the success message, so this success you can show whenever you can do an API call, and after that API call, if it returns positive, that is when you do the success message, right? So here I am, first of all, let me do this thing. Because success message is just a HTML block, right? So I'm going to copy and paste it. So go to my folder and simply take this whole chunk from there and paste it here, and we need to have a import an image, right? So in order to do that, first of all I'll go to the image assets. Okay, so we have this guy Pizza Man. We need to save it into our assets, right? So I'll just copy and assets dot paste. Okay, let me do this. Okay, so we have this guy here. Now what I need to do is, in our header this should work, but I just need to import it. Where is it? Okay, check out, this name is confusing. Okay, so import Pizza Man from assets slash Pizza Man PNG. A lot of people call it pizza. I grew up calling it pizza. You guys tell me what exactly you guys speak. Okay, so now on success, if success is true, that is when confirm. Nice, we have a guy here. He's like, we have received your order, thank you. Now one more thing is that we need to import these styles, and I have I mean the fonts. So I have some fonts imported, and I would like to put those fonts, and I imported it from Google Fonts. So I have a link, and I have already copied it. I'm just pasting it here. So there is Comforta, Indie, Flower, Open Sans condensed. So let's see how it looks. Just these things will change, right? So you see this. Yeah, so here we will have a list of items: tomatoes, basil, mushroom, cheese. Proceed to checkout, and you have a list, and once you see this you confirm it, and that's it. You have received an order. So in the next video I'm going to style this a little bit, not in the next video, but you'll see like in a continuation. But I'm going to style this with some CSS. CSS is not important. I would like to see how you guys style it in CSS, but in the next part we'll look at the local storage. So anytime if we refresh, this is not going to go away. So at this nice looking application. So this is having pineapple, basil, I'll first spread out cheese, mushroom, tomatoes, olive. And when we proceed to checkout, I have my ingredients here. I go back, I really don't want mushrooms, I'll take it out. Go back, mushroom is gone. And when I do the confirm, okay, great, this is saved and I have my order. This is a random number, so yeah, I have my number, I have my order, right? But the problem is, if I refresh, this is going to go away. Imagine if you are on Domino's and if you are ordering something, and if you refresh the page, your selection go away. This is not something that we want, right? So how can we handle that? We can handle that by location storage, right, or local storage. And in this local storage, there are two types of storages. One is local, as well as there is a session storage. Session is specific to a browser, and local is specific. Even if you close it and you reopen it, it will stay the same. Okay, for this one, we will look at this particular local storage, and you need to set item first, and this is always supposed to be a key value pair, and value is going to be a string, so you cannot save an object. So in order to save our object, we need to do a stringify. Okay, anyway, and getting back to the getting item, so get item is, we need to pass in the key, whichever item that we want, and this is going to be our value of that particular key from that object. Alright, so how are we going to do that? So first of all, if you want to check, or let's say if you want to check what you have in local storage, I might have those ingredients because I haven't refreshed my, like I haven't cleared the local storage, so there you might see some ingredients. So it happens on change, right? So let me close it. Alright, storage is, it does have ingredients, right? So first of all, what I'll do is dot local storage dot clean, and then I'll check it. So local storage dot clear, yeah, it's not clean, it's clear. Once I do a clear, it is going to go away. Alright, perfect. So local storage is empty right now. So how do you set items, right? So we just simply do a local storage dot set item, and we want to name it as ingredients. We want to name the key as ingredients, and the value will be json.stringify, and it will be new ingredients, right? So now whenever I do local storage, it is going to save an item or save the string, right? So let's check it out. Olive, it's empty initially because our console is before the assigning. So now you see there will be olive and there won't be tomatoes. Olive will be true. See, tomato is still false because, as I told you, it's after one later. So tomato is true, olive is true, mushroom is false. Mushroom true, olive true, tomato true. Okay, so now we are having this item in the storage. Now let's again refresh it. So we are storing it, but still it's going away. So what could be the reason? So the reason here is that we need to reassign it as soon as it refreshes, right? And that reassign should happen here. So that reassign will happen on component mount. So when you use React hooks in React 16.8 or plus, you are provided with this hook, which is useEffect, and useEffect takes in a function first, and next one will be an empty array because this is on component dead mount lifecycle, right? So constant data equals to local storage dot get item, and here I need to enter a key. So ingredients, okay, let's see, console.log data. Let's see what do we get in this one. Okay, so useEffect is not defined, it didn't auto import. So useEffect, yes, it did import itself, so this should be okay. And whenever we still, oh, okay, it didn't import itself. Use Okay. Alright, so whenever it is loaded, this is our console log, right? So now one issue is that this is a string. So in order to save it, we need to change it to object, right? So what we'll do is set ingredients json.parse, and here we will do data. But first of all, you need to see if anything is being passed in the data, right? So if data, if this exists, that is when you set this ingredients, right? Because there could be a possibility that you don't get any data, right? So this is, check this out. Don't worry about this error. This is a class name customization 112. Let's just go ahead and fix it. 112. Okay, so alright, so these are all supposed to be class names. Alright, so exact matches. Match whole. Okay, perfect. And change it to class name. Alright, so looks good. This error would go away. Okay, great. So, oh, you saw this. I think we didn't select anything, but let's do this. I have saved it, Olive, and I try to refresh it. Great, so we have our Olive and Basil right there. Proceed to checkout. We are here. Each child should have, don't worry about this as well. All you need to do is give it a key name, and it's pretty simple. So if I confirm it, it's right there. If I go back, state's gonna stay the same. I go to checkout, I refresh. I will get my ingredients here, go back. I have all my ingredients. So this is how we use the local storage, and with this part we have completely completed this project. And this was an interesting project for me because of this animations, and I was really inspired by those Domino's checkout system. And we might later create a Domino's system. But yeah, this was an interesting one. Let me know what do you guys feel about this video, and if you have any other projects in mind, do let me know in the comment section. We can work on it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also follow us on Instagram. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.